Charlie pressed his palms against the cool glass of the storefront window, staring at the poster for the Midnight Rose Cabaret. The letters shimmered under the street lamp like sequins on a dancer's costume. Every Saturday night, Stella Noir Live. Chicago's spring air smelled of rain and pavement, and Charlie shivered, tugging at the sleeves of his navy cardigan. He felt the faintest flutter in his chest, part excitement, part fear. He was 32, an accountant by day, living alone in a small loft not far from Wrigley Field. He had a tidy life, spreadsheets, takeout Thai on Thursdays, old jazz records on Sunday mornings. Nothing dared to break the calm. Until tonight. Inside the club, muffled bass vibrated through the wooden floorboards. Charlie found a seat at the bar, heart pounding as he ordered a ginger ale. On stage, Stella Noir emerged in a swirl of black lace and glitter. Her eyes were big, dark, teasing. Her smile was a slash of red against pale skin. She moved like honey, every gesture slow and deliberate. Charlie's breath caught when she glanced his way. The flicker of recognition, or was it invitation, sent warmth flooding through him. After the show, he lingered. The lights were low, the crowd thinned. Stella collapsed onto a stool in full costume, corset cinched, lashes heavy, heels sparkling. Charlie swallowed. I loved the set, he stammered. She tilted her head, eyebrow arched. Mr. She scanned him curiously. Charlie, he said, holding her gaze too long. Charlie, she repeated, and her voice was smoother than silk. You look thirsty. She flagged down the bartender. Charlie watched her remove her wig, long black curls giving way to short, choppy brown hair, and dab off red lipstick from her chin. He realized this person was real, not some unattainable diva. Her name wasn't Stella behind the curtain. It was Daniel. Charlie's heart lurched. He stammered an apology. Daniel laughed, a soft, genuine sound. Don't worry. Come back next week. I'll teach you a trick or two. At home, Charlie found himself measuring his shoulders in the mirror. His cardigan felt bland now, too plain. He opened his closet and pulled out an old blouse from a costume party, light pink with little ruffles at the collar. He slipped it on and watched himself. The fabric was cool against his skin. The ruffles tickled his neck. A strange sweetness bloomed in his belly. He buttoned it, then unbuttoned it, again and again, until he almost couldn't breathe. Over 3 weeks, Charlie spent every Saturday at the cabaret. Daniel showed him how to apply foundation in gentle, tapping strokes. He teased Charlie's hair into a soft wave and helped him pick out lipstick, rosy coral, to bring out that shy smile, Daniel said. When Charlie looked in the mirror, he hardly recognized the person staring back. The angles softened, his eyes glimmered brighter. He inhaled the faint scent of cherry from the lipstick and touched his mouth as if discovering it for the first time. Daniel watched him silently, almost reverentially, while Charlie transformed. No teasing, no judgment, only encouragement. Sometimes, after the lesson, they'd walk down Clark Street, letting the city lights dance off Daniel's freshly styled bob. Charlie felt alive. But he also felt guilt, a throb in his temples. He worried about what people would think, his colleagues at Clark and Mason, the mail carrier, even his mother. What would they say if they saw him in heels and blush? One evening, on the bus home, a group of young men tumbled on in a drunken spree. They spotted Charlie's painted lips, his soft blouse and skinny jeans. One of them yeered, "Hey, lady boy, nice lipstick." They laughed and elbowed each other. Charlie's face burned red, matching the coral on his lips. He clutched the railing until the bus lurched to a stop, then spilled out into the night, tears stinging. Daniel found him later under a street lamp. His features softened. Without saying a word, he slipped off his own heels and handed them to Charlie. "Come on," he said. "Let's walk." They trekked in socked feet, Daniel's arm around Charlie's shoulders. After a while, Charlie whispered, "Why do you stay? I embarrassed you." He paused, then turned. "I'm proud of you. You're brave." He planted a kiss on Charlie's cheek, just a light brush of lips. That small kiss scattered something hot and bright in Charlie's chest. Over the next dance of days, he caught himself replaying it. He found Daniel smiling at him across the room, eyebrow arching in that familiar way. He saw longing in Daniel's eyes and felt longing burn in his own. One Thursday at work, Charlie's coworker Jenna cornered him by the coffee machine. Her hair was sleek, her skirt pinched at the waist. She eyed him like she always did after he took long lunches. "I've heard rumors," she said softly. "Are you seeing someone else?" Charlie's heart slammed. "It's nothing," he lied. "Just a friend." But the weight in his eyes told her more. She leaned forward. "Charlie, anything you want to tell me?" He shook his head and fled to the elevator, leaving her frown behind. That weekend, Daniel guided Charlie through a full routine. Smoky eyeshadow, false lashes, deep berry lipstick. Charlie felt like a different person. He tried to speak, his voice caught in his throat. Daniel laughed and pressed a hand on his back. "You look wow." Daniel's lips hovered near Charlie's ear. "Ready?" They walked onto the low stage where a single spotlight awaited. The music began, a slow, throbbing beat, and Daniel took Charlie's hand. They danced, bodies close. Charlie felt himself surrender to the rhythm, to Daniel's guiding hand at his waist. The audience clapped politely at first, then cheered as they picked up speed. Charlie heard his own laughter, light and genuine. He looked at Daniel, that warm brown hair, those bright eyes, that perfect line of cheekbone. Then a bottle shattered somewhere in the crowd. Yells rose, the lights flickered. Charlie froze. A man in the front row threw a glass at them. It shattered at Daniel's feet. The music screeched to a halt. The crowd's energy turned ugly. Catcalls, slurs. Charlie grabbed Daniel's hand and ran. They fled backstage, heartbeats pounding in the enclosed space. Charlie's legs shook, his purchase pumps pinched. Daniel pulled him into a small dressing room and slammed the door. They both leaned against it, chests heaving. Daniel broke first. He skidded down to his heels, tugged off his wig, and fell to the floor. His shoulders shook, tears slipping down his cheeks. Charlie knelt beside him. "I'm sorry," he whispered. "I brought this on you." Daniel shook his head. "No, I'm sorry." He caught Charlie's hand and pressed it to his lips. "I'd do it again, 1,000,000 times." Charlie pressed his forehead to Daniel's. In the dark, they stayed like that, two trembling souls entwined in the hush. In the bright daylight of Monday, Charlie could barely move. His boss, Mr. Clark, called him into the office. "Charlie," Clark said, "I've been contacted by a concerned client. Apparently you were involved in an incident." Charlie's stomach turned over. He stammered out what happened, expecting fury. Instead, Mr. Clark leaned back, folding his hands. "I can't say I approve," he said slowly, "but this is your life. I hope you know what you're doing." He slid an envelope across the desk. Charlie opened it. A check. More money than he'd ever been paid for overtime. Consider it compensation. Charlie's throat closed. I thank you." Mr. Clark waved him off. "Be careful, Charlie." That night, a letter arrived at Charlie's loft. No return address. He tore it open. "Meet me at the Old Pier midnight. I need to tell you something." He looked at the clock. 11:45 p.m. Rain tapped the window. He pulled on his trench coat over jeans and a simple tee. Inside his pocket, he felt the familiar case of lipstick Daniel had given him. He tucked it in, just in case. The pier was empty, mist curling off the river.
Charlie's footsteps echoed on damp wood. A figure emerged from the fog. It was Daniel, wearing a long coat, no makeup, hair plastered to his forehead. "Charlie," Daniel said softly. "Thank you for everything." Charlie's heart skipped. "Daniel, what's wrong?" Daniel drew a shaky breath. "I'm moving to New York." Charlie froze. "What? Why?" Daniel looked away. "I got the offer. A real contract at the Bijou. It's my dream." His voice cracked. "I have to go." Charlie's chest clenched. "But you can't. Not now." Daniel shook his head. "I'm sorry."